Dun, 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 dun. Well, though it's been a half a year since I reviewed the Star Wars series, but I forgot to rank these movies. Well, since everybody's been doing Star Wars today for this little May the 4th Be With You event, I am at long last going to finally give you my ranking of the Star Wars franchise in this special video right now. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings my fellow YouTubers and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews special vid. I'm Dual, better known as the Big D. So since this is a special Star Wars Day, May the 4th be with you. Upon May the 4th be with you. I am finally going to give you a ranking of all the Star Wars movies. But be advised, this is the theatrical flicks only. I'm excluding TV movies. And of course the underrated holiday special, plus the anime movies that featured episodes of both Ewoks and droids. So I hope you're ready. So, here we go. Number 11 is Rogue One, a Star Wars story from 2016. Now, I don't hate this movie. It's just well, it was still good. It was action-packed and stuff like that. I mean, it's just one of the few prequel stories on how the Death Star was being built, and, well, it had some pretty good characters and what have you. It was directed by Gareth Edwards, who I do believe that's the guy who directed Godzilla and Pacific Rim. Anywho, I'm just going to say that it was pretty good. I mean, Jyn, our heroine, is pretty good. And some of the other casts are pretty good too. It's just that it was good and all. It's just not one of my absolute favorites, but it's still fun in ways. Even so, Rogue One's pretty good though. Number 10 is Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace from 1999. Now this, of course, was the first of the prequel trilogy. This started out about 13 years later after we got Return of the Jedi, which you'll see where that went up later on. Well, I know it was a big hit at the box office, but critics weren't too thrilled, and it did have some issues, but I still like it for certain reasons. I mean, well, the little boy who played young Anakin wasn't too bad. Natalie Portman was good as Amidala, and Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon Jinn, and Ewan McGregor as the young Obi-Wan. Pretty good and all. Now, I did like Ray Park as Darth Maul. Very good. The battle against him was absolutely spectacular, and the music that was playing during the battle, that was absolutely good. You can't go wrong with the score John Williams did for these here Star Wars movies. They're absolutely amazing. And I just do say the story's good in some ways. I mean, they find a boy who might be able to bring balance of the Force, but that is due to take a detour later on in this series. Overall, Phantom Menace isn't too bad and what have you. I do love it in some ways. Number 9 is Solo, a Star Wars story from 2018. Yeah, now, having this higher over Phantom Menace, this will probably give me controversy, maybe, I don't know. But I still thought this was a good experience. While it didn't make as much as people would have thought it would be, it was still an overall fun experience and what have you. Directed by Ron Howard. And well, I got it, like the characters and what have you. I mean, Solo, of course, the young Han Solo and Chewbacca, young Lando Calrissian. Yeah, a lot of the characters are good. This one's, well, just kind of a hit or miss, but even so, I think it's still pretty fun in ways. So anyway, Solo's not too bad of a movie. I hope to rewatch this someday. I don't know when, but I'll give it another try. Number 8 is Star Wars The Last Jedi from 2017. Now, after the success of The Force Awakens, which we'll see where that winds up, I will say that I really enjoyed this just because it may not... I know a lot of people have issues with it, and I completely do understand. It's still fun and action-packed and what have you. So, and while I think, one of the reasons is why they weren't too thrilled with Rian Johnson's directing in this, that I completely do understand. Even though he would later go on to direct that recent hit mystery comedy flick, Knives Out, last year. This still had some good performances, including including from Carrie Fisher, who actually finished this before her death in 2016. Anyway, and it was good that we had Mark Hamill back on board as Luke. We once again got some good performances in the next to last installment of the Skywalker saga. It's not too bad in some ways, but it has, well, its issues. But I like Last Jedi, just because. Number 7 is Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones from 2002. Now, I know, like Phantom Menace, I know a lot of people have their aspects on this as well, but I did like this a whole lot, and I watched it when it came on HBO. I gotta say, it was just a bit more fun, what have you. Ewan McGregor once again did a good job, and we once again got to see Natalie Portman. Oh yeah, and some of the people I saw in the other movie, well, the last movie, including Samuel L. Jackson as Mace Windu. Ian McDiarmid's is on board. Of course, plays Emperor Palpatine, who had the dark secret, but I won't tell you that until I get to episode 3 and where that winds up. And of course, Frank Oz is back on. Well, get to see more of him as voicing Yoda. Very good. And we had Christopher Lee as Count Dooku. Not too bad. But I think the big thing about the movie was Hayden Christensen as Anakin. I gotta say, he was absolutely really good and what have you. So, you can just yak about this all you want, whether you like it or not. But I like Attack of the Clones. The battle sequences are pretty good and what have you. Seeing the droids and what have you. I mean, even though C-3PO's not yet in his gold plating and what have you, he's still a pretty good character though, still. So, anyway, Attack of the Clones, it's pretty good in ways. Number 6 is Rise of Skywalker from last year in 2019. Well, despite I was not thrilled with how critics reacted to this, I was rather disappointed and what have you, but I said the heck with them. I liked Rise of Skywalker. It was pretty good and action-packed. It was my second favorite film of last year, losing to Avengers Endgame. But I gotta say, Rise of Skywalker is just still good, and the final chapter of the Skywalker saga. The battles were just once again good, and we got great performances from everyone in this. Yeah, and J.J. Abrams was on board doing this. They had found footage of Carrie Fisher, even though she was dead. Mark Hamill, once again good. Adam Driver, Daisy Ridley. Everybody was real good in this. It was cool that we had Billy D. Williams back as Lando Calrissian. That was a real cool thing. And I'm just gonna say, or if you like this movie or not, Rise of Skywalker is still good in ways. I may rewatch it someday when I get Disney Plus. I'm thinking about getting Disney Plus later on this summer, so we'll see what happens. But nevertheless, it has a few misses, but still it has more good fun in my view. The big finale. I'm just gonna say, Rise of Skywalker. Don't mind what the critics say. Some of them are just being ignorant. Know what I'm saying? Good. Enough said. Number 5 is Return of the Jedi from 1983. Okay, now I kind of made a slight error. It was 16 years between this and when it came out as film, so I humbly apologize. I just made a slight error. Forgive me. Oh dear, I'm sorry. But anyway, Return of the Jedi. I'm gonna say that was real good to end the original Star Wars trilogy. Get to see Darth Vader unmasked and what have you. Yoda's dying and what have you. But anyway, the final battle against Darth Vader and the Emperor, yeah, absolutely really good. And please don't hate me, but the Ewoks were good. Wicket and the other Ewoks, yeah, which of course that would pave way for their animated series that came out a couple of years later. Even so, Return of the Jedi is good. I still would like to try just watching the original form. I kind of don't care much for them bringing in Hayden Christensen as Anakin for the remastered one. Sorry. Like I said, I wish I could find the DVD if they have it at a good price and see the original 1983 theatrical version. Return of the Jedi still has some good performances from Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Billy D. Williams. Let's see, Jabba the Hutt was a pretty good man. You get to see Boba Fett for a bit after we saw him in the previous movie. We're still a little bit away from that. But anyway, I like how Luke tries to do his best to help Vader back from the dark side. So anyway, it's pretty fun. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say about Return of the Jedi. It's fun. Number 4 is Star Wars The Force Awakens from 2015. Now, this would be the first Star Wars flick to be released by Disney after they bought out Lucasfilm, since all the other films were originally released through 20th Century Fox, which is now under Disney, now 20th Century Studios. But of course, during recent showings, they've dropped that logo of Fox's, and it's now just the Lucasfilm Limited with their own kind of fanfare. But I'm fine with it. I don't care. If I want to see that again, I'll just get DVDs if I can find them. But I'd say that's very unlikely they have. But anywho, Force Awakens, the comeback to Star Wars after it had been a decade since Episode 3 came out in 2005, which we're still trying to figure out where that one is. Anyway, The Force Awakens, I'm going to say, was pretty good. And of course, directed by J.J. Abrams. And this, of course, follows the events after Return of the Jedi. Anyway, I like the performances we got from everyone as we get introduced to some new characters and what have you. Adam Driver as Kylo Ren, and Daisy Ridley as Rey, and John Boyega as Finn. Oscar Isaac as Poe. Yeah, and a lot of other characters as well. I mean, we get back, and we get to see Peter Mayhew doing Chewbacca one last time. Yes. So anyway, and I did like the new addition to the droid team, BB-8. Not too bad. Well, I'm still much more into 3PO and R2, but BB is definitely a good one. I just gotta say that it just had so much fun-filled action, what have you. I mean, Ray and the others, along with Han Solo, who Harrison Ford once again does a good job, enjoying General Leia, played by Carrie Fisher, and veterans of the Rebel Alliance against Kylo and the First Order, which is a successor to the Galactic Empire. I gotta say, there were some pretty good moments and what have you in this, so Force Awakens is really good. Number 3 is A New Hope, aka the original Star Wars, before it was ever extended to Episode 4, A New Hope. Now, I absolutely do enjoy this movie. It's real good, it's fun, and what have you. And before I go into it, I'm happy to announce that I recently beat Super Star Wars for Super Nintendo today. I know, even with a Game Genie, I just made a big comeback at it. But enough said about that. Anyways, the original Star Wars, I'm going to say, is definitely fun, what have you. It was just so good. It was from 1977. Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, and Carrie Fisher were all good. Let's see now. Pierre Cushing as Grand Moff Tarkin, and Al Guinness playing Obi-Wan. Yeah. Oh, good. We get all the original performers. Anthony Daniels as 3PO, Kenny Baker as R2, and of course, Peter Mayhew as Chewbacca. And of course, David Prowse playing Darth Vader, while James Earl Jones does the voice over and what have you. Yeah. It's just that it had all sorts of fun stuff and what have you. I like the score for the film, which John Williams does. I've actually even heard the special disco mix of the theme along with the music from the cantina scene, which that's another good moment in that movie. I just gotta say, it was awesome. Everything. Kenobi take on Darth Vader and Luke and his X-Wing fighter take out the Death Star. Definitely good. So, Star Wars A New Hope is definitely a good movie and one of my favorites. Number 2 is The Empire Strikes Back from 1980. Now, I remember watching this on TV when I was a kid. It's easily one of my favorites. I loved Empire Strikes Back. It was awesome. Once again, great performances by the same cast. I like seeing Billy D. Williams as Lando Calrissian. And was shocked when he betrays Han to get the Millennium Falcon back and have Han encased in carbonite taken by Boba Fett to Jabba's palace, which we would see in Return of the Jedi. We get our first glance at Yoda. I mean, Frank Oz does a great performance, aside from doing all those Muppets and what have you. Yeah. Pretty good. I liked the battle with Darth Vader in the Cloud City and him revealing to Luke that he's his father. It's like, it's impossible. Yes. But anyway, Empire Strikes Back, that's definitely very fun and action-packed to watch. I do love it. It's a great movie. Number 1 is Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith from 2005. Though it's the only Star Wars movie I've got on physical media, I went and saw this. I love it. It's my favorite of the prequel trilogy and stuff. I mean, we once again got great performances from Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen, Ian McDermott, Samuel L. Jackson, Natalie Portman. And, well, lots of others. I really did learn how Anakin betrays the Jedi and becomes the new apprentice to Palpatine. I really do like the final confrontation between Obi-Wan and Anakin on the volcano planet. That is absolutely awesome and what have you. And well, I really like that once he defeats him, and Obi-Wan's like, "You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you." And so Anakin catches on fire. He's severely burnt, but, well, the Emperor brings him and, well, gives him new parts and his uniform to become Darth Vader. Yeah. And, of course, Padme dies after giving birth to Luke and Leia. But you already knew that if you already saw it, but if you saw this, if you're watching this and you didn't see it, well, can't say I didn't try to warn you. But anyway, I think it's a great way to end the prequel trilogy. So anyway, that's my number one movie, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Now, what's your number one favorite Star Wars movie of all the theatrical movies? Please feel free to tell me in the comments section below. Like and subscribe to my channel as well and be a part of the Big D Nation. Thank you for watching. Now, if you liked what you saw, you can check out these few things I'm going to show off. Now, in the upper left-hand corner, I'm going to give you my playlist for the Star Wars movies, so you can go click on there and watch my reviews of all of these movies. Plus, the ranking will be added to this as well in the upper. Now, if you want to take a break from Star Wars, just go to the upper right-hand corner and see my recent review of my first review from Mischievous May in the form of Dennis the Menace. And the bottom right-hand corner, I'm not going to do three of these, but in the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe to my channel. I'm over 200 subscribers, so thanks. Please tell all your friends about my channel. If you're interested in seeing more reviews, rankings, and stuff like that on movies, TV, video games, music, etc., please come check out Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Thank you again for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying so long, adieu, and may the Force be with you too. Bye now.